So my stylists come to me and they're like, hey, Nick, I want to make more money. Cool, they're capped out. I don't want to do hair anymore. What are you great at? What are you better than anyone else in the world at? Well, let's teach it, right? We said before we hopped in a call, like education is getting really saturated. If you're the best at this particular thing in the world, create a program for it. Maybe becoming an affiliate marketer, maybe starting a product line. How does that look? I have an online store. If you want to create a leave-in conditioner or a serum, let me help you. I'll put you in contact with the people who can do it. Then I'll get you in contact with distributors so we can get your product in the hands of salons. You can sell it on our website. So I'll buy it from you. And then you obviously give it to me at wholesale cost, and I help you navigate all those waters. But I'll get you in the hands of 50 different distributors in the US that I buy from. I don't just want to have someone do hair in my salon. My goal is to make every single person break that 7 figures a year. Like, that's what I want to do. And having a regular commission stylist that's a W-2, their vision's so restricted to what's possible because they collect a paycheck, they get their 40% commission, and then they're thinking about becoming a realtor in 2 years because their friends are making so much money. Fuck that. There's people in our industry that are doing $14,000 a week doing extensions. Why not my team? And if you're paying a W-2 tax on $14K a week, or let's say $10K a week, you're getting murdered. You're literally getting robbed. You have zero deductions that you can really take advantage of. So for the people who say it's illegal, well, I think it's unconstitutional. We have laws in this country that help protect companies. So become a company. And it's up to you as an owner to really show your team what's possible. And it may not be a good fit for all your team members, but if your payroll's $100,000 a month and you can get 50,000 of that as a 1099 contractor, well, you're saving yourself like substantial amount of money on payroll tax. Mm-hmm. And not to avoid the tax, just to give them the ability to now to write off things that they're capable of, because they're paying for their classes, they're paying for their scissors, they're paying for their clothing, they're paying for social media marketing, but you can't write that off as a W-2 employee. At least
so you give them total freedom and flexibility when it comes to their schedule and stuff like that?
Yeah, they get freedom. They can work at another salon down the street. I don't give a shit. My whole thing is I create such a great environment that why would you want to? You can. I don't care.
Now, were you inspired to do this because of all the crazy laws in New Jersey? You're just like, I got to find a way around these? Or is this something?
I was always a person who was like, this is my mindset. Like, since I was a kid, like I always felt like this is a free country. Why aren't we free? Right. I never understood the whole tax laws in this country. Like between 1913, that's when they introduced the income tax and imposed it on Americans. But that's a whole different conversation. It was something that the pandemic made me learn. So I started learning about the Constitution, where our civics are. We don't learn that in school anymore. And I was a Marine too. So I learned a lot about our country as I was a Marine. So I did hair first, jumped to the Marine Corps. You're welcome. I just drank a lot and toured Asia. Mm-hmm. And so I was sitting here at home like, this is not right. Right. And when it even comes to like how we construct our laws. So for the most part, my whole life, I was always off the books. I always had owners that gave me cash. I always did a lot of bartending jobs. And my 20s were wild and reckless. When I focused on hair, I started making money. When I got my first check as a W-2, I remember being like, holy shit. Like when I first started making serious money, I was like, this is robbery.
It is robbery.
And so I was like, you know what? I just partnered up with my buddy at the time. I was like, take me off the books. I formed an LLC. I want you to 1099 this company out of the salon. I'm going to be a marketing company because I did the marketing for salon. So just give me that money as a marketer. And that's what we did. So now I kept all my money. And then I had a whole new row of deductions. So this whole structure I told you about, like the trust, the holding company, the LLC, why can't a salon have a holding company that leases salon equipment in Wyoming or Delaware? And then instead of you buying your salon equipment and not really getting a write-off or depreciating it, why don't you lease that salon equipment from company B? So company A leases the equipment from company B. So you write that off and you start defunding your operating company so there's no cash in it. So if somebody falls in your salon and you get sued, well, guess what? Here's $3,000. I got nothing else in my salon because I don't own anything. So it's about protecting your assets and really positioning yourself as a leader in the business world. And as salon owners, we're artists, right? We used to be hairdressers, so we still wear our artist hat and we never put the entrepreneur hat on. And then you look around, you're like, I'm still in the same spot I was 5 years ago. How come these other businesses are evolving? It's because you're thinking like an artist and not a business owner. And so for anyone who's like, I'm following the law, you're taking advantage of your employees. No, I'm not. I do so much more for them. Like I give them opportunities that other salon owners can't do and they won't do because they think that they want benefits. They don't give a fuck about benefits. They don't care about your 2 weeks vacation paid. Pay them 70%, teach them how to be adults and contribute to their business and give them the freedom that they want.